We are here at the National Press Building here for
And we're about to attend our first event of the inauguration weekend. It's going to be so much fun. We actually have press passes here, and I'm just excited in general to see who's going to be awarded Patriot of the Year. It's a really cool place too, seriously. It's like on the 13th floor. A lot of places don't have a 13th floor, by the way. But let's go ahead and walk in.
No, it's okay.
I think we're going to just find a table. Yeah.
We're back. You do.
It just makes me sick that they allowed that to happen. And they are going to pay for it. Amen. And I'm going to fight for my husband because he deserves justice. He deserves the world. He was a hero before this happened, but he is definitely a hero now.
Remember the blue wall in 16, you come Morning Joe? That's my big contribution for President Trump. There'll be one more nationalists. We're going to go Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. And we go there every morning on Morning Joe, Mika and Joe, Mika with that screwed up face, right? As you sucked on a lemon. How would you like to wake up next to that every morning? No, seriously. It is. Okay.
40 years, quite possibly longer. We have lost our sense of who we are as a country. We've succumbed to this culture of victimhood, victims of narratives of race or gender or sexuality, or the climate or the weather or anything else. And to me, my reason for getting into this fight didn't have to do with me, it didn't have to do with our family, my wife and I. We've lived the American dream. This country has given us everything we could have asked for and more. I'm in this for the next generation. President Trump is in this for the next generation. I'm here with my 4-year-old son who came along with me. I told him to stay back in the hotel, but he really wanted to come here and be here with us. He turns 5 next month, and that's why we're into this, is that we want to pass on a country to our kids greater than the one we inherited, and a country where our kids can be confident and proud to be citizens of this nation once again. A country where we teach them not to be victims, but to be victims. That's who we are as Americans. We've lost that inner animal spirit, but not for much longer. I think that's going to change at noon on Monday. We are going to make America great again. Unbelievable. The pursuit of excellence, the unapologetic, restrained pursuit of greatness. That's what America was founded on. We're the pioneers. Absolutely. The explorers, the unafraid, who know bureaucracy.
A bright light came in one day, and it's just like discovering all these beautiful people that have different kinds of talents. And I'm amazed when I see these guys like this fellow and like Steve and that have all this information, this genius that they have. I'm amazed. And I saw Andrew Breitbart, and I'm sitting there next to Gary Sinise. And I'm saying, Gary, this guy's got it. He's amazing. And I said, I want to talk to him. So after this little session, when he expressed his feelings to this group of maybe 40 people, just a place where people could talk conservative values and share things. That's what it was. And so I said to Andrew, I said, Andrew, you're a special guy. I said, what are you going to do with that energy, I said, and I was saying to him that, I say a few things. I'm not as eloquent as some people, but I say a few things. I'm not afraid to get in the game a little bit. And he said to me, John, I can't wait. I can't wait to get into the faces. He says, I said, whoa, this guy's dangerous. And then I saw what he did with that energy. He did confront everything. I mean, he said these most wonderful things. He went into the place where they were doing something from Wall Street, that group, and they were doing, it was a terrible mess, They were defecating on cars and nuts. And he got up in front of them and they would shout him down and try to shout him down. And the press was there, right? So he knew what to do with the press. He stood up in front of these people. He went right to them and he said, stop raping. Stop raping. And he said it like 15 times. And that was it. And that was the way the message got across to people that these people were perverse people, you see, bad people, criminals. And anyway, he had this great imagination, and I loved him. And I spoke to him the day before he passed, and he was attacked, just like in the way our president was attacked.
Steve, quick question here. Has your opinion changed at all about Elon Musk regarding the H-1B visas or
Absolutely no. He collapsed already. He said the next day, they need reform. The H-1B visas, look, there is no legal immigration in the United States. It is all illegal as it's currently, because all the system's been gamed. We need a full moratorium, 100% on all immigration for 6 months. And in 6 months, we have to go through all these visa programs, and we have to make sure that American citizens come first. We cannot bring indentured servants from South Asia. It's not fair to them. We're out of the indentured service business in the 19th century. I think we fought a civil war about this. I think we came to the conclusion after that war, you can't have slaves and you can't have indentured service. That service is a servitude. You can't. That's not what it's about. Right? Russian serfs. You can't have that. And that's what the techno-feudalists. Look, Silicon Valley's an apartheid state. We have to face that. There was fine while they were all progressive Democrats. But now that they see they have to surrender to MAGA, and they're open to MAGA, to work with MAGA, and to take off all the ridiculous censorship, all of a sudden they're the worst person in the world to Maddow and to Biden and to those guys. The only reason is we defeated them. And in their surrender, the next thing that has to happen, we have to break the apartheid state in Silicon Valley. It's not acceptable that blacks and Hispanics and other Americans that are qualified don't have jobs there. They have not shown me not one of the millions of H-1B visa holders here. They have not, and we've asked them, show us one that has a skill set, an education for that billet better than an American. They can't. It's all about hiring people at 1/3 to 50% cheaper that are compliant. Those poor guys come over here, they have to be compliant because they're looking for a green card and chain migration. It's indentured servitude. It's unacceptable. And that's just one. All of the visa programs are corrupt. They're all weighted. The angle of attack is against American citizens. America first, but American citizens first. Everything we have to look at is the prism of American citizenship. Once we do that, we're going to be fine.
Thank you, Steve. So as you heard right there from Steve Bannon, it's not so much regarding legal immigration as much as the fact that the technic bros, the elites, are abusing H-1B visa programs. And as you heard Steve Bannon perfectly say right there, just show us one individual that came into the United States on an H-1B visa program that is here because of their skills, not because the tech oligarchs are able to import them for their cheap labor, but because of their skills. So we just left the National Press Club. We're now in an Uber heading to make our infamous stew, but that was really cool. There was a lot of people that we didn't expect to be there, like who was there?
Well, we had everyone from Vivek Ramaswamy to Steve Bannon to James O'Keefe to John Voight, to Helen Comptadori, wife of Corey Comptadori.
And that was really emotional. Yeah, that was tough to listen to, honestly. But no, that was really cool. It's kind of cool how John Voight kind of came behind me. Some lady pushed me out the way and was like, "Excuse me," right? And then I see this older gentleman.
Jolie himself.
Right. I mean, badass. But it was cool. And we're gonna get home, get a little bit of stew going on, edit some clips, because we actually interviewed some people there. And then we have another event this evening. So full weekend of stuff to do.
And guys, we want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, BankX, for helping us make all this possible, this trip to DC and everything we're doing. It's an incredible stable coin. If you don't know what that is, if you want your cryptocurrency value to remain stable, then you basically get it in a stable coin. Typically, stable coins track the price of $1, but we know that that's a depreciating asset. The value of $1 is down 97% since it came into being. Terrible investment. BankX stablecoin tracks the price of silver, which is a much better store of value than the US dollar. So you can check them out at bankx.io. Check them out.